Hey Joey, I don't know if you can hear me. This is my first live, so I'm trying to get through the technical challenges. I hope you're having a good day. I scan badly, Joey. This is my first time scanning at home. I got this Plus Tech scanner on Adverts, which is like a local like marketplace in Ireland, and I got it for a couple of €100. So yeah, I have loads of roles to scan, so I decided to just get on live and see if anyone wants to have a look. I probably need some gloves though. I can't move the iPhone any further because, well, first of all, I look like shit, but also the DJI tripod I have, the gimbal, it's at the edge of the table, so yeah, can't move it any further back. I'd rather show off the photos though. Thanks, Joey. I met this guy on the street like last week, 2 weeks ago, and I actually mentioned him in my last video. He was so dapper. He had this amazing suit, and yeah, I just had to get his portrait. I don't know if that person's joking, but if you're 9 years old, please, you don't like. Cool if you're into photography, but yeah, maybe don't watch this. I don't know if it's suitable for your age. Joey, do I edit them after? Yeah, I think I will. So like I'm using Silverfast, the software, and it's such a steep learning curve that I actually couldn't be bothered. I'd rather just scan them, and then I'm gonna try put them into Lightroom and edit them there. Yeah, probably. But I honestly couldn't wait to go like buy some gloves. I I don't know. I'd rather just get them scanned, and if it ends up with it fingerprints, I'm being very careful. But I think it'll be okay. It'll be fine. I think the one thing about this program, this Silver Pass program, is that it is quite slow. It's really slow. So I think the scans look great. I think they do anyway. I don't know if you can see. It's really slow, but I actually don't mind because it's quite enjoyable. It's not. It's not. I don't know. I just think it's quite meditative or something to be able to do that. Yeah, sure. I'll zoom in. If I can. Hang on, it's just scanning. Yeah, like you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a hair on his head here. Every time I click the magnifying button, it's scanning again. So like I have no idea. Let's see. I just want to check if they're actually scanning. No, it doesn't scan. Maybe when I finish this roll, I'll go through all of it. Because honestly, it is taking so long. Yeah, just saw your comment there. Yeah, I'll definitely do it later after I save them. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? I don't know. I actually tried ViewScan, but I wasn't paying money for it. It was a little bit easier to use, but I'm surprised that no one's come out with a more modern day scanning software by now. Something that's just like really easy. Like obviously it would use like AI tools or whatever, and I think Silverfast actually has that, but I don't know if it's automatic or yeah, I have no idea, but I'm just happy to have a scanner. I save myself so much money. How's your weekend going, Joey? Yeah, with this photo here, there was something going on in Dame Street, which is like quite a large street in Dublin, probably one of the like big streets in Dublin. And I don't know if it was a car accident or something, but there was loads of undercover guards. And I didn't really want to photograph, like to get involved too much, but I thought this photograph was really interesting because it just shows that there's something kind of going on. You'd never really see a man like that standing in the middle of Dame Street. So it kind of alludes to something that is happening, but it's not showing the full kind of action. I bought it for, I think it's worth like 400 and something euros. New. It's the 8200i, but I got it for 250 and the guy only used it once. So I got lucky. Good class, the Winter Olympics is very cool. I actually know a couple of people working out there at the moment, and yeah, fair play to them. It seems to be very, very cold, from what I've heard. Happy birthday. The weather in Dublin is shit. It is so bad. It actually, yesterday, didn't stop raining. We've had like a huge amount of weather warnings, but today's been somewhat clear, and I was going to head out and take some photos, but then it started raining again, so decided it was a good time to scan some film. How's the weather where you are, Joey? I think you're in Israel, right? How's it going? I don't know if you guys get winters, like actual seasons. I've heard it's like quite warm all year round, right? Low 20s in February. Jesus Christ. That sounds really nice, to be honest. I wouldn't mind a bit of that, but yeah, like, what do they call it? Seasonal affective disorder. I think it's really real in countries in the Northern Hemisphere. Like, it gets really depressing. I know, obviously, in Scandinavian countries, it's really bad. But in Ireland as well, like, they actually recommend that we take vitamin D3 just because there's not much sunlight, which is shit. I don't know if I like this photo. This was after, like when I was crossing at the junction, you can see how big this street actually is. This woman, I was trying to get her face, but she turned as soon as I took the photo, and yeah, it's really annoying, but look. Hey, John. Hey, Kenny. Oh, nice. Fair play to you for getting the black and white film going. I was just telling Joey the weather here is shit. So I was going to go into town and take photos, but I decided to just stay at home and scan instead. Do you know what I actually do need to get? I I need to get an air blower because I just know I have 2 cats, so I just know there's going to be dust all over these negatives. Yeah, Joey, it's intense. I think like if you grow up in a country where it's really hot, anyone I know who's from like a lot of Brazilians are live in Ireland, and anytime I speak to them, they're like, "Oh my God, it's the most depressing place in the world with the weather." So yeah, if you grow up with like sun, it makes sense that you just it makes sense that you'd hate somewhere like here. The files are TIFF, yeah. So I'm trying to scan as basic as I can because I really couldn't be bothered with the whole learning curve of Silverfast. And so I have it at, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I have it at TIFF and then like 3,600 PPI, I guess. See the process. Oh no way! Where did you get that film, Joey? That's so cool. I'd love to find some expired film, maybe online. But yeah, dust is the enemy, isn't it? As you can see, this photograph is definitely overexposed a little bit. It was so much nicer in real life, but yeah, just wasn't able to capture it. And also she looked at her fucking phone as soon as I took the photo. I was like, it's such a waste of film when they do that. Thanks, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear the music. I don't know if it's too loud. Just let me know if it is. I don't know if you guys can see this. Every time I click pre-scan, it automatically goes to cancel, so I don't know if it's pre-scanning or not. It just makes the process so much slower than it needs to be. Okay, let's try it once more. Here we go, now it's working. Oh, I didn't even think of YouTube copyright. Jesus. Well, it's like I'm listening to a house mix, so hopefully it's remixed enough they won't be able to flag it. Oh, I love this photo. I'm delighted I got it. So this photo, there was this couple were so cute. What the hell is that on my negative? I'm gonna have to take that off. This couple were so cute and they were in such good form. I'm just glad I got their photo. I wish you framed it a little bit better. Like I wish that they were like lower within the frame or like up here, but it was it's okay. I'm gonna try and take a second to see what the hell that was, because I don't know if you can see that mark there. Okay. Yeah. And that is the joys of not having an air blower. So which way did I have this in now? I think it was like this. And that's the other thing I'm kind of getting used to with kind of scanning at home. I like the emulsion side has to be face down, right? But then I'm finding every time I'm going to scan, this will obviously like make this better eventually, but sometimes it turns out upside down like this. So yeah, I guess practice makes perfect, right? Where am I going here? let's try this. There we go. I love that so much. For some reason, I really like photographing couples. I have no idea why, but I think it might be because I think couples give off a really good energy. Couples in public, but I don't know. I think I'm attracted to the idea of connection and people and romance in particular. So when I see people that are living in flow or they are in public and they're having a moment with each other where they're not on their phone or they're just living life how they're like in flow, I think photographing that is probably gives me the most joy, because moments like that I think are meant to be captured. Like, for example, with this, they were obviously laughing at something that was happening across the street, but that moment will never happen again. And I think there's something really spectacular about it. Well, that's shit. I have no idea what I was going for here. It's literally just a couple crossing the street. Do you know, this pub here on Thomas Street in Dublin, I think it's, I can't remember, but I think it's like a deep red. And it was, the sun, as you can see, the shadows here, a little bit overexposed, but it was so beautiful. So I think this would definitely look better as like a color image, but we live and we learn, so. Random is a good word for it. Oh, there's your man again. I think his name is Roshan or something. But I don't know if you can see this. He's like looking directly at the camera. I took his photo and then he stopped me. And he was like, oh, why you take my photo? And we had such a good conversation about street photography and like kind of like the ethics of street photography and people's energy. And he said he had a bad experience with someone before on the street, which is obviously crap. But it was nice to chat to someone who isn't a photographer about street photography and the ethics of it. No, I didn't develop this myself. I got it developed in town. I plan on learning how to develop this here, and I'd love to build my own darkroom, but I don't know. I it's kind of one thing at a time. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I was like, right, get the scanner first, learn how to scan your images, make sure that they are like, they're absolutely perfect. I'll invest in the gloves, I'll invest in like the air blower. I want to archive properly, as you can see. And then when that becomes almost second nature, then I'll move into development. Oh yeah, so this is quite cool. Anyone that's not from Dublin, or anyone from Dublin or from Ireland, you'd be like, this is atrocious. But if you're not from Ireland, traditionally in Dublin they had horse and carriages, but there are a few people who still, they would use it as like a touristy thing. So like if you're gonna come to Dublin, you might get like a tour on like a horse and carriage, but there's a lot of like ethical issues there with how these people treat the horses. But your man was gas. I was definitely a little bit too far back in this image. But you can see he was like full blown on his phone, like I think he was live streaming or something, but with his horse. But I wish that I was probably here on this bus lane. I think I would have gotten a better shot of him. Obviously I can zoom in, but it's not going to be the same. The Six Nations. I'm not really into rugby, to be honest with you. Is it Six Nations is rugby, yeah? I'm not really into it. My brother and my dad are. But yeah, there's a big culture here for rugby. The radio interview, yeah, I don't know. I just got a DM from someone and she was like, yeah, I work for the station. Do you want to chat about your career? And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, there isn't much career going at the moment, but we'll chat anyway. So it was really good, and it's I was on TV a couple of years ago when I had my startup, and I was on the radio a few times with that. So it's like, it's good exposure, and I think sometimes it comes quite naturally for me to be able to speak on camera if I don't think about it too much. Thanks, Kenny. I appreciate that. It's really good feedback, and it's really enjoyable to like go through photographs with you guys and like just be able to interact and explain what I was seeing at the time. Thanks, Joey. I needed you about 18 months ago when I was doing my pre-seed round for my startup. We actually did get investment, but I didn't want to go ahead with seed round, unfortunately. So here's your man. Actually, I completely forgot that I got a closer photograph of that. I don't know if you can see it. I can't really work this gimbal, to be honest with you. So yeah, I got a little bit closer. It's a little bit interesting. It's definitely a flat image. I'll try change that in Photoshop. But yeah, he was on the phone here, and this is a venue called Vicar Street, and it says here bands playing out their time. So I think that's actually quite metaphorical, somewhat to a degree, maybe I'm reaching, but metaphorical about the kind of history of horses and carriages within Dublin. But yeah, maybe I am reaching.